Jordan, why did you want to resign in Saskatchewan?
I mean, just the interest, the interest they showed over, the COVID period, and just providing for me, while having my young one. I don't know if you guys knew I had a young one, but he's now going to be going on 11 months, to where just, providing for me during this time. I feel like it wasn't about the money. It was more about just getting the opportunity to continue playing and hopefully pursuing, that opportunity I missed out on a year ago. So we'll see how my health holds up,
Did you consider trying free agency, seeing what other interest there was from the CFL?
Yeah, but at the same time, I took pride in what I built with, that specific organization. I take pride in the fan base they have there. I take pride in my receiver coach I have there, to where I feel like I owe to them, before any other team in that league, an opportunity to go for a Grey Cup. So if that's the route I have to go, then that's the route I have to go. And I'm not sure, is the Grey Cup in Sask still? I know the year has changed, but I didn't know what the update was on that.
Yeah, so Hamilton this coming year, and then Regina in 2022 for the Grey Cup.
Okay, so they moved it. Okay, well, I mean, we'll see how it goes. I thought it would have been cool.
You said your health with a little bit of a giggle. Are you dealing with any health or injury things right now?
Nah, I mean, actually, this time off has given me time to really work on a lot of things I was dealing with since college. So, I think just seeing the benefits of having this time off, working on some of the deficiencies I've had health-wise, I'm looking forward to see how it correlates on the field.
What kind of things were those? What kind of things have you been working on?
Just, flexibility. Unfortunately, with the Chicago incident, I kind of lacked on, having a masseuse and taking pride in, taking care of my body that way, to where I feel like, some of the injuries I went through over that camp were kind of due to, not having a massage therapist, or, having that time put in, to where I feel like I kind of, didn't put forth my best foot put my best foot forward as far as, interviewing with that team. So it was kind of aggravating how it played out, but, the fact that I was able to make it through that and, come up to Canada and do what I could, and only to find out nothing was broken, or, I don't know if you guys knew I had a foot injury, but after I had a hamstring and a foot injury, to where I feel like that could have limited my play the previous year, where I was playing with the organization, and obviously my play with Chicago. So I know the fact I made it through the season healthy, and there was no, serious injuries. And, I even went out to throw with Cody. I've been through with Isaac, just to show that I'm still interested in, growing that opportunity as much as I have an opportunity here. I take pride in the opportunity there. So I know I don't get to display that often, but, I try to as much as I can.
Perfect. Thanks, Jordan.
So Jordan, does that mean you were injured in the 2019 season?
I mean, I don't think so, personally. I was still able to perform at a high level. I think there were things that were, kind of nagging pains. I mean, but I think everybody's kind of playing through something to where, I tried to play through it. I didn't have no reason not to. So I think there are other things that are more important, to where I needed the finances and, the film to, try and make something happen for people I had to provide for. So, I mean, it's kind of is what it is.
What did you said you have a youngin', what have you got, a boy or a girl?
Yeah, I have a boy. I didn't know what I would have, so it was exciting to, have a boy, to where it changed, the beginning of his, growth, I guess, to where I was a little more involved.
What's his name?
His name is Amir, Ameer. Jordan is his middle name, and Williams-Lambert is his last name. He's right here, actually. Matter of fact, say hello. Say hello, bro. I call him bro. He's going to have a nickname, AJ. He's saying hello to the camera. Say hello to the reporters. They're going to see a lot of you. If not, they're going to hear a lot about you. So, my bad for being nervous.
Jordan, what do you think about when you look at the Riders' offense and the fact that 11 of the 12 guys are back from last year, from 19, sorry.
I didn't even look at the season. To be honest, I looked at, spending time with the quarterbacks and just that time alone to where I would just look forward to, just getting back on the field. It had nothing to do with looking at the roster, a lot to do with who was throwing the ball and who was going to be throwing the ball in the future. So part of my workouts, included, working with them and getting that chemistry down to where I had a chance to make the team and to show I was healthy. So that's kind of describes my off season and how I've been invested in getting healthy with my foot, starting with my foot.
You worked out with Cody. Was that before COVID or was that after COVID? Did you?
At that time, there was no guarantee on the season. There was no guarantee on no season. So I did go out there to kind of clear the grounds because I really didn't know them like that. And it was kind of tough to, try and step in on their season. I felt bad trying to step on their season because I wasn't me due to, they had a lot of things going and I didn't want to flow. So speaking with Coach Dickey kind of influenced me to kind of, take the back burner. And I was willing to go out there and kind of see what he was about to where hopefully he understands what I'm about. And I didn't want to make him upset, throwing with Isaac. If, that can kind of make people feel bad. So,
how do you assess the two quarterbacks?
I think they're both great players. It was actually kind of surprising. I think from quarterbacks I've had in the past, I think they're just as talented. I wouldn't put it past them to, make noise in the CFL. So, I'm kind of looking forward to see how things play out. So. I know they did. I think Shaq and my bad, continue to talk. I think Shaq and Cody had some injuries, the previous season to where I was kind of, trying to see how they were progressing and to see Cody, was able to make it through the workout was kind of exciting. So I look forward, seeing him preseason.
Hey, Jordan, where are you right now?
I'm in Fishers. I basically say Indianapolis because it's, north of Indianapolis, but I think everybody knows Indianapolis to where I just say Indianapolis to eliminate the discretion or whatever.
When you went out to Nevada to train with Cody, what was that like?
It was cool. I actually had a lot of mark off the bucket list things. We played a full 18 rounds of golf, 18 holes, whatever you call it. We went hiking. I got to see Lake Tahoe and Reno. Those are play calls where I was like, okay, it makes sense why they call, some of those play calls. And of course, just seeing what Cody was about, I did play at a time where none of those players were, very active in the organization now to where I was cool with Zach Calero. So here kind of Zach Calero's feedback was kind of surprising to me to where, I did want to talk to Cody and see what he was about because my agent is the agent of Bo Levi and Calero. So it was going to be interesting to see what he was about.
What did you get to know about him? And did that factor in like just getting to know him a little bit better into re-signing with the, you mentioned you wanted to know how he threw, but tell us about that relationship, how it grew.
Well, I think the fact that he allowed me into his home alone was, I don't know, that was different for me to where I had respect because everybody else didn't, make the trip. It was supposed to be a receiver quarterback. And everybody backed out. So I was like, well, I'm not going to back out. I guess he was probably, I kind of wanted to see what he's about and to see his work ethic, to see where he comes from, to see how people can kind of downplay what he's built. I think is kind of crazy. So I think going out there and, seeing a new place and being in a new environment to where it kind of opened my horizon on the different aspects and, different mindsets. I think it was pretty cool to experience.
What else have you been doing in Fisher, Indianapolis? Like what kind of training and opportunities are you getting?
I mean, really, I've been kind of doing my own thing. I've been back and forth through a few facilities where it was kind of uncomfortable for me to where it was uncomfortable for me to be in a COVID situation and have a son and kind of put him at risk in those environments to where I did put in a lot of work to where I kind of didn't want to overwork after getting that work in with Cody because I realized there was a special opportunity with that, just with becoming a better player with that short period of time that we put in together to where I look forward to however things were going to play out with this season or, whenever the next season is to come.
I just want to know about your options south of the border in the NFL. Did you give it a shot? Did you have opportunities over the last 12 months?
Yeah, well, with over the last month, no. With my initial year there, I had a few opportunities to where it was kind of disappointing hearing or seeing how things turned out with one organization to where I could have been in a different organization. It could have been completely different. So as much as I was excited to be there and more excited to spend time around my family more than anything, I think that was the coolest part about, being there in my short time there.
Does this upcoming season on the one-year contract give you a good opportunity to head down there after another good season if you put up good numbers this year?
I don't think it's about the contract. I think it's about really providing for my wife, seeing how she likes the environment there. Of course, seeing how the living situation is there before she comes out there, just with everything that's happened in the past. And I mean, I don't know. It's kind of the numerics don't matter. I got some debt I got to handle, so I got to handle it. Playing football that's easy. Or is it? I don't know. You tell me.
A lot of the contracts have been restructured this year because the GMs are working towards the floor of the salary cap. Was yours restructured too, or how did it work out on the negotiations on that part?
I don't know. I mean, like I said, I've been letting my agent handle it. I know he works with numerous quarterbacks that I've done the NFL workouts with, to where it was good to see how good of a quarterback Cody was and what talent he has to offer compared to the other quarterbacks. And I really was just looking forward to just seeing if they're interested in signing me back. Otherwise, I've been playing basketball, doing a little kickboxing, cooking, cutting hair, just in case I got to find another revenue stream. My bad, I'm stuttering and stuff. Forgive me. But revenue stream, if that's something you guys say.
Jordan, how has kind of fatherhood maybe changed your mentality around things? Like you said, the Riders were kind of there to help support you with the birth of your child and everything. So has that kind of changed where your mind's at?
Yeah. I mean, of course, well, my wife wanted to come back here, which played a large reason in why we came back to have the baby. We had the opportunity to have it up there, but the fact that they were able to provide financially for us to get through this time period was, I guess, a blessing and very beneficial for us, to where I just was excited to get another opportunity to play and, I guess, wear the jersey.
Sorry if I misinterpreted that. Was your son born in Regina then, or no?
No, he was born in Indianapolis, Indiana.
Okay, excellent. And so the 1 year contract, it's interesting. So kind of, was that your decision? Was that the team's decision, or who kind of came to the 1 year?
My agent did. He said, "You're in your best interest. It's your best interest to sign a 1 year." So seeing how the 1 year has changed was kind of cool to see. But I don't know. That's what my agent recommended, and I trust what he recommends. So.
Fair enough. And it's going to be since 2018, since your spectacular rookie year. How do you expect to kind of respond to nearly 3 years away from playing a full season of football?
Well, I don't know. I play year-round football, to where I played a lot more football than a lot of people that are playing football right now that are not playing football right now. So it has been cool to, I guess, heal up and see what I can do during this next camp, wherever it is. And I guess see what numbers I could put together to put together a better contract and be a number one receiver. Because I guess that's why I got the contract that we're talking about right now.
Excellent. Thank you.
Jordan, you said it was interesting how the 1 year deal has changed. What do you mean by that?
It was a 1 year and an option, but now I'm hearing it's an option year windows, to where now they're just saying specifically a 1 year, to where it's interesting to hear how the terminology has changed within such a time period. So, I mean, I thought that was cool to hear just from Dan, and hear that, he wasn't very worried about the numbers behind it, but more about getting the film and figuring out what is going on. So I don't know. I kind of was just waiting to hear back from him. He put together the best contract he could with his knowledge or expertise. So, I kind of trust what he, has put together, which was a 1 year.
Okay, so it's how the league has changed as opposed to you signed a different type of contract. The league changed since he went away and came back, and that you can now test the NFL.
Well, yeah, and seeing the minimum went up enough was cool to see, to where I'm interested to see how things will be different. Being in Saskatchewan or Regina.
Is your agent Dan Vertlieb?
Yes, Dan Vertlieb. I actually met his father, which is why I signed with him. So it was cool to actually meet his family.
I think everybody's met his.
And
Art's the salesman.
Ramsey is he still the commissioner or main guy for the CFLPA? I guess.
Yeah.
Brian Ramsey. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I met with him too. So that's kind of how I went that route.
Nice.
You mentioned did the Riders help you out financially in this offseason? Or
yes, they did. Really? Well, I don't know. It could have been government. I'm still waiting on a tax return, so I don't know if it was the government or
you're talking about the CERB. Maybe that's what you're talking about, the government.
Yeah.
Okay. I think yeah.
But I don't know. I filed my taxes, so I'm wondering. Well, I don't know. Can I ask you guys that? Do you get your government funding before your tax return?
This time of year, yeah. Well, CERB would have come out as an employee, right?
Yeah. That's how they.
I don't know. I'm waiting to hear back on that. So.
Jordan, sorry, one question unrelated to taxes. I know you and Kyran are pretty tight. Did you talk to him about his tryout in New York?
Yeah, I did. He said it went well, but to see what he has right now and where he's come from, I think things worked out for the best. I think he'll make do with whatever happens this season, to where he'll maybe be in an even better position come next offseason to make that transition, I guess.
Jordan, have you talked about what position the Riders would like to use you at in 2021?
I don't like to reveal schematics. You had to talk to the offensive coordinator about that, but hopefully I'll be all over the field to where, you won't be able to predict, or I won't be able to predict, where I'll be at.
Let me tell you with what I know. In 18, you were used much more inside. You were that number 3 guy. In 2020, you were the field wide receiver. You feel more comfortable inside or outside? In a perfect Jordan Williams-Lambert world, what would you do?
Okay. Well, personally, entering the league and how everything played out with the vets that lost out on the opportunity to play for that organization, that was somebody I respected, naming Roosevelt. So for him to not be with that organization was kind of tough for me to kind of, I guess, work with, to where I did take the back burner out of being humble. And it had nothing to do with him, but everything to do with what he's built there, to where that was kind of the image of what the coordinator has me, where he has me filling in, to where I don't know. I didn't play a lot of positions. I didn't play running back. I didn't play it in the field. I might move to the boundary, and me and Shaq might be on the same side of the field. So it'll be interesting to see how things play out, to where hopefully he's already ahead of the game and knows that, I'll probably have to play every position to where it won't matter.
As long as there are balls your way in the red zone,
I'm grateful. Okay. Hey, as long as I get a pass, I'm grateful,
All right. I won't get too nerdy on. I'll let you go with that.
Jordan, the last time you were here, there was a different offensive coordinator. Have you had much chance to talk to Jason yet, and sort of how he sees the offense versus how Stephen McAdoo did?
Yeah, I've spoken with Coach Moss actually a few times, to where it kind of led to me signing back, just seeing the energy he had with, making sure we got started with, we were, on these kind of calls during the whole summer, to where me and Isaac were going through plays, a lot of the terminology, to where I was prepared even before I went out there to work out with Cody. So just speaking with Coach Moss over that time, and even speaking with him before this interview, I was fired up to do the interview and hopefully get the opportunity to touch the football a little bit.
You've mentioned Isaac a lot during this. A lot of people obviously know about Cody, but what's the vibe you're getting about with Isaac? Because obviously the team think highly of him too, I think, based on his position in the club right now.
Just that he's hungry, you know. He's not willing to take that backup position. He's going to be in there. He's going to come in ready to compete. That's someone who I haven't seen compete, you know, in between the lines while I was there during camp. So it'd be interesting to see how the hard work pays off, that we put it together, you know, just learning the plays and working some of the throws that I didn't get to work before my return to SAS. So looking forward to seeing what he does in camp.
Jordan, what's your take on your new U.S. president?
I don't know. My wife is happy. My granny's happy. You know, seeing people that are stressed with the political debate and going through, you know, the tough times with COVID and everything. It was interesting to see their mood change. So, I mean, I'm not someone that follows that, but it seems like everybody else is happy.